You tell yourself you will start speaking English once your grammar improves. You tell yourself you will start that difficult conversation once you feel more confident. You tell yourself so many things will begin once you finally feel ready. But somehow that feeling of readiness never quite arrives. Most people assume this feeling is just around the corner, one more month of preparation away. But for many, that moment simply never comes, no matter how long they wait. Welcome back to Gentle Wisdom, where you learn English while becoming a better version of yourself. One story, one step at a time. Today, we explore one of the most common traps in human behavior: waiting to feel ready, and why this waiting rarely, if ever, actually ends. By the end of this video, you will understand why starting before you feel ready might be the only real way forward. Let's begin. Lesson 1: The Myth of Feeling Ready. Steven Pressfield writes about this trap in a book called The War of Art, a widely read guide for creative and personal struggle. He describes a force he calls resistance, the invisible pull that keeps people from starting meaningful work. Resistance often disguises itself as reasonable caution. Just a little more preparation. Just a bit more confidence. Just the right moment. But Pressfield argues that this feeling of readiness is largely a myth. Almost nobody, even highly accomplished people, feels fully ready before doing something meaningful. The people who succeed are not the ones who finally felt ready. They are the ones who started anyway while still feeling unprepared. This is uncomfortable to hear because it means waiting was never really going to solve the problem. Only starting could. You will never feel ready. Start anyway. Lesson 2: Why waiting feels so reasonable. Waiting until you are ready feels responsible. It feels like wisdom, not avoidance. This is exactly what makes it such a powerful trap. Nobody consciously decides to procrastinate forever. Instead, people tell themselves a quiet story. Just one more course. Just a bit more practice. Soon, not today. The problem is that confidence is usually built through action, not before it. Waiting to feel confident before you start often means waiting for something that can only be created by starting. It becomes a closed loop. You wait to feel ready to act, but readiness itself is created by acting. Nothing changes until the loop is broken. Here is one way to test this today. Think of something you have been waiting to feel ready for. Ask yourself honestly, is there any evidence that more waiting will actually create that readiness? Or has waiting simply become comfortable? Lesson 3: Keiko and Marco. Think about two learners who both want to start speaking English in real conversations. Keiko waits. She tells herself she will start once her grammar feels solid enough, once her vocabulary feels large enough. Every month, she studies a little more, still waiting for that internal signal that never quite arrives. Marco starts speaking imperfectly right away, even while feeling embarrassed by his mistakes. He joins conversations he does not feel ready for and simply does his best. A year later, Keiko still has not had a real conversation in English. Her knowledge has grown, but her actual speaking experience has not. She still tells herself she is almost ready. Marco has had dozens of imperfect, awkward, occasionally embarrassing conversations. And through all of them, he has become someone who can actually speak. Same starting point. Same year. A completely different amount of real experience. You will never feel ready. Start anyway. Lesson 4. Starting before you feel ready. You do not need to eliminate fear or uncertainty before beginning. You need to act while that fear and uncertainty are still present. Pressfield suggests treating resistance as a signal, not a stop sign. The stronger the resistance you feel towards something, the more likely it is something that actually matters to you. This reframes the fear itself. Instead of seeing hesitation as proof you are not ready, you can see it as proof the thing genuinely matters. Think about how this applies to English. Waiting until your English feels perfect before speaking means waiting forever, since fluency is built through the very conversations you are avoiding. Try this today. Choose one small English action you have been putting off: sending a message, joining a conversation, recording your voice. Do it today, exactly as unprepared as you currently feel. The imperfection is not a problem to fix before starting. It is simply what starting looks like. Every imperfect action teaches you something waiting never could. Every uncomfortable beginning moves you further than a comfortable pause. Every step taken before you feel ready builds the readiness you are waiting for. So today, do not wait for confidence to arrive first. Act and let confidence follow behind you. You will never feel ready. Start anyway. You are becoming. Something has shifted in you today. The person who finishes this video is not quite the same as the one who started it. That shift is real. And it is yours to keep. If you enjoyed today's story, please like and subscribe. A new story arrives every day. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments too. Every choice shapes your life. Small habits, big results. And keep becoming. Study Corner, today's English notes. Welcome to the Study Corner. Let's review 3 useful words from today's story. The first word is resistance. In the story we heard, he describes a force he calls resistance, the invisible pull that keeps people from starting meaningful work. Resistance means an inner force that pushes back against meaningful action or change. For example, notice your resistance but do not let it stop you from starting. The next word is disguises. In the story we heard, resistance often disguises itself as reasonable caution. Disguises means make something look different from what it truly is, often to hide it. For example, fear sometimes disguises itself as practical planning. The third word is imperfectly. In the story we heard, Marco starts speaking imperfectly right away, even while feeling embarrassed by his mistakes. Imperfectly means without being perfect, in a flawed or incomplete way. For example, speaking imperfectly today is better than staying silent forever. What was the most useful thing you learned today? Or is there anything you want to know more about? Share your thoughts in the comments. Small steps. Every day. You are doing well. See you tomorrow.